We're back, people, and today we're breaking down film on Christian Wilkins, one of the best run defensive tackles I saw all season long. He had one of the best seasons I've ever seen a defensive tackle have versus the run. He was elite, he was dominant, and he can play in so many different alignments. He can one gap, two gap, and he just wins in so many ways. His mental processing is off the chart of run concepts. He's very physical, strong at the point of attack, and he's a very freaky athlete as well, and his technique very solid, and he just continually makes plays in the backfield. He knows when to stay disciplined and fit the run, but he also knows when he has the opportunity to shoot into the backfield when the running back clears his gap, and he just maintains the cutback integrity. It's very high-level stuff that Wilkins plays week after week, and he's obviously just a super high-energy player too, and just uplifts the defense in every way. Christian Wilkins just loved making plays, shooting into the backfield. When he identified run, he would just quickly get there. Right here, he's lined up as a 4-eye. The Dolphins ran this a bunch this season. This is probably where he was most dominant in this position. 4-eye on the backside of these zone runs, usually outside zone. Right here, usually he's beating the tackles or crossing their face, but here he gets the guard one-on-one, and he just sees the guard come out to get him. He recognizes this so quickly. He feels this guard coming towards him, and he feels the space opening up into the A-gap. He sees him get how wide he gets coming to get him, and he just, boom, club, rip underneath. He stays square the whole time. He has a good base, stays low, and he just quickly penetrates into the A-gap and then forces a 1-yard loss. He was doing this all season long. This is late in the game, too. At this point, this is like a game-changing play. Like the Jets are driving, possibly. They're at midfield, going to take a lead, and just on 1st and 10, forcing a 2nd and long situation, which just helps out your defense in so many different ways. Here we got Wilkins again in the 4-eye, and he shoots into the game. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Here we got Wilkins again in the 4-eye, where he's lined up, and he ends up shooting into the A-gap. He's responsible for the A-gap here, and to cross this guard's face to make a tackle for loss is just so impressive. Just look how quickly he's setting this up, like he's going to go out and take on 75, and then squares up 71, but he sees this space open to the inside. 71's not expecting Wilkins to try to cross his face to the inside, and he just rips underneath, shows off some good core strength, barely affected by the arms, the movement the guard is trying to create right there. Just gets the inside, shows off his athleticism. He has such great body control for a guy his size. He kind of is a freaky athlete. Love the lateral agility you see here, the lower body flexion that he has, and then he just has great instincts to finish these tackles for losses. Uses his length well too. It's very fun to watch him play on a down-to-down basis. Here we get to see Wilkins lined up more of an edge here and 4 down even front right here, which is interesting. Not something you saw him do a lot, but they leave him unblocked and man on the line of scrimmage. He's not in this situation a lot, but he understands. They leave him unblocked. There's an off-ball tight end on the other side of the field that he's off the ball. He could run split zone action, come back and cut him off, and Wilkins understands that. He recognizes this. He gets his eyes to the other side of the field, and he wastes no time just squeezing down the line of scrimmage. He's not responsible for Herbert pulling. That would be Van Ginkel, so he knows he can just squeeze down, take on this block, and then he just blows this up and then allows everyone else to help finish on the tackle. Really high-level play from Wilkins from a processing standpoint, and then get physical. Just understands his job, when to squeeze, constrict those run lanes. He's a very disciplined player, but takes his opportunities when they're given to him, and just blowing up these plays. Even when he's not the one finishing the tackles, he's blowing up plays consistently in the backfield. Starters recognize that running zone away from Wilkins has not worked. He just continually beats the guard. This time they try to just run the gap scheme. They try to pull with the right guard right here, and he recognizes this immediately. And right here, the center is supposed to cut him off, down block him, and he just gets over the top of it. He recognizes the pull instantly. You can already see him moving quickly to the side, and he's able to cross the face of the center to the inside, which is so difficult from his alignment right here. He is aligned as a 3 tech, and he's able to get across the face of the center here. Recognizes the pull instantly. He rips underneath. He gets square back to the line of scrimmage. He plays with good leverage. He's low right here. He identifies the running back in the backfield, and then you see the athleticism to finish the tackle. Like, it doesn't get much better than that. Like, he's just beating so many different run concepts, doing a lot from the same alignment, but he can play pretty much anywhere and make plays. He's got the athleticism to beat these guards on the inside, and then he can also, play against tackles on the outside, usually with better play strength, lower leverage. He can do so many different things. It's really special to watch Wilkins play. Here we got Wilkins, more of a 3-tech this time, and here he is shooting the A-gap again. He just has such an instinctive feel for what's coming. Like, he identifies that this right guard, first step, is going to be working to the outside here, working on like an outside zone concept, and he just takes this space to the inside. Look how low he is too, ripping underneath. He makes the guard look so silly because his brain is processing this so fast at first step that he's able to just slice right to the inside, staying square to the line of scrimmage, get low, finish the tackle for loss on Eckler. All these plays coming on 1st and 10 where it's obvious run situations. He understands that. He uses the O-lineman's own leverage against them. He recognizes plays so fast and just instantly into the backfield, forcing these tackles for losses. 3rd and short situation versus the Niners. Dolphins playing this as if it's going to be a QB sneak, getting very tight here to this A-gap. Wilkins shoots into the A-gap. The center tries to, bump him off. They obviously are expecting the Dolphins to play against the QB sneak, so they try to just hand it off to McCaffrey. And when Wilkins shoots off the ball like this, he's low, but the center's even lower than him. And usually a defensive tackle should be knocked off like this in this position, fall off balance. But look at the core strength, the balance, the body control that Wilkins has to get off this, and then recognize that he's still handing it off to McCaffrey in the backfield, and then force like a 3-yard loss, just blowing up obvious run situations. He just recognizes things so quickly, instantly sees that it's not a QB sneak, then, shows off impressive athleticism, the balance, and then finishes these tackles for losses. McCaffrey's not an easy guy to tackle, but he makes it look easy. This is one of my favorite plays Wilkins had all season long. They try to run trap, and on trap, usually they have one guy shoot upfield, typically a defensive tackle. In this case, it's Wilkins. They leave him unblocked. Neither the tackle or the guard are going to block him. They want him to shoot upfield, and then a pulling guard will just sort of wash him out of the play. And a lot of teams run this towards other teams' best defensive tackle because, people would run it at, teams would run it at Aaron Donald a lot because Aaron Donald would shoot upfield, one-gapping because he's so explosive, and he would almost take himself out of the play. But Wilkins is processing so fast, understanding the situation. He's in the 4-eye here again. He's going to take on the tackle at the point of attack. First of all, he gets low. You could see his leverage here, the wide base, shoots the hands to get control. But then once he recognizes the tackle's not blocking him, he doesn't shoot upfield. He gets his eyes across, sees the pulling guard coming, and then he just sort of makes him whiff, and then is able to use his momentum, change those hips, flip those hips around. He shoots upfield to make him miss, just displacing the line, and just gets around him, and is still able to sort of get those hips around and get to McCaffrey. This is so impressive athletically, and from a mental standpoint, it's amazing. He recognizes everything so quickly. His brain's processing everything at an amazing level. And then usually when a defensive tackle gets pushed up past the O-lineman, they just take themselves out of the play. But he's able to just get far enough upfield to avoid the pulling guard on the trap play, and then still flip those hips and make a tackle on McCaffrey for no gain. I mean, it doesn't really get any better than that. Wilkins in the 4-eye again, not zone, but they're running a counter scheme right here. The tackle, guard, both pulling from his side. The center has to come down, block him, take him out of the play, and he just recognizes both guys pulling right away and instantly gets that right hand out to just feel where this O-lineman is going to be, this center, and then just uses his own momentum against him, knows he's going to be coming in at full speed, use the momentum to push, pull, and then flip those hips to get down the line of scrimmage and then make the tackle for no gain, maybe a yard on Dameon Pierce. High-level stuff, just seeing him work through so many different run concepts is very, very impressive. This is where he was making money all season long on the outside zone concepts. This one, very outside zone, wide zone, and he's in the 4-eye, and this right tackle tries to cut him off. This is probably the best block attempt you'll see initially from a right tackle. Usually Wilkins gets off the ball so quickly laterally, he doesn't allow an O-lineman to cross his face, and right here, the O-lineman's actually in a good position, but he's able to get so low and then uses that left hand to cut off this O-lineman rip, and then uses it to extend to create this space, and then shows off his lateral range down the line of scrimmage to make this tackle for loss. Really, really nice play there from Wilkins. That's what he's been doing. That's where his strength has been, against outside zone on the backside 4-eye for the first 3 years, and he's still doing it in year 3, but he's just improved in so many other areas. If he can take the next level as a pass rusher, he's solid as a pass rusher, But if he can take another step in that area, like, he'll be one of the best easy top three defensive tackle in the league. Wilkins, similar situation, backside of outside zone, playing in the 4-eye, but this time he's able to like peel off of this, almost playing this as like 1.5 gap, responsible for this B gap right here. Doesn't want to get his face crossed, but right now is when he's able to get his eyes up. The alignment has him cut off pretty well here actually, but he's in a position where he can, if Hunt keeps going to the outside, he can keep chasing, or if Hunt tries to cut this back, which he does try to do, but he recognizes so quickly that he tries to peel off, and Wilkins just is anticipating this, high level instincts to feel that this is what's going to happen, peel off, come back to the other gap, just fitting into the run so well from Wilkins. That's high level stuff. Being able to 2-gap when you're moving that quickly down the line of scrimmage, the line of scrimmage is moving, and you're still responsible for those 2 areas, and Wilkins puts himself in a position where he can make a play no matter what the running back does. Final play that I'm going to break down. We even get Wilkins working as a nose, a zero technique. Didn't get to see a lot of this season, but this play is actually really impressive. Lined up over the center, right? Probably expecting the center to block him one-on-one, but the center works down to take Baker out of the play, and then they're pulling the right guard here. He just recognized this instantly, so then he, look how wide his base is here, and he gets his left hand to just club and throw the right guard out of the way. He's prepared for this so instantly. Like how fast he's recognizing these plays. That left hand is out already, prepared to just, swim over the top. And look at him just stay square, eyes in the backfield, reading the mesh point now. Like he's already recognized the play. He's read the O-line. Now his eyes are in the backfield. Stays square. Look how quickly laterally he works down to just match pace, stay in phase with Dalvin Cook, and then square him up, finish this tackle. You can look how wide his base here gets here too. Like look at the lower body, the ankle flexion. That's not that common for a guy of his size. Like he's moving well. You can go back, watch some of his like college practice stuff, and he like lined up at safety one practice and was making plays at safety, running the alley. Don't really see that for a guy of his size. He's a freak of nature. But just how much he's improved from a mental standpoint, like he's got the best processing in the league I've seen from a defensive tackle versus the run. And right here is like about as good as it gets. So look forward to, seeing if he can take the next step as a pass rusher. But his run defense, top tier, best run defender I saw this whole season long. And yeah, think that will continue. If the Fangio looks like he's going to be the defensive coordinator, I don't know if it's like there's some weird stuff going on there. I'll try to drop a Fangio video once it's confirmed. But yeah, Wilkins, the defensive front should be fine under Fangio. Fangio likes to run multiple fronts. I mean, people are expecting 3-4, but he just runs multiple different fronts, and Wilkins will be fine in that for sure. The secondary will definitely be where it's mostly mixed up with the defensive play calls, but Wilkins is going to thrive no matter who the defensive coordinator is. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to, leave a like, comment, subscribe, or don't. That's up to you. See you guys next time. Peace.